me, Blue. What do you call a system built to protect everything that fails at protecting itself?
A governance framework in cardiac arrest.
Exactly! And this season we watched it flatline. Insiders, vendors, algorithms, all the arteries of assurance clogged.
That's why today, we're not patching it, we're rebuilding it. This is Governance Rebuilt, the blueprint for continuous assurance.
Welcome to the Risk and Rules Rundown, your go-to podcast for navigating the tricky world of compliance.
Hello world, I'm Blue, your digital compliance companion.
And I'm Red, your favorite risk troublemaker, here to see if governance can actually keep up with the chaos it's supposed to control.
After the season we've just had, I'd say it's time governance finally caught its breath.
Breath? Blue, it needs a rebuild.
Agreed. From insider threats and vendor chaos to AI ethics on trial, we've seen one theme repeat itself: governance that moves too slowly.
Or worse, governance that shows up after the breach.
That's why today, we're closing out the season with the blueprint for something better.
Governance that's alive, not archived.
Welcome to Governance Rebuilt, the blueprint for continuous assurance. We started this journey asking one question: what happens when trust breaks?
Spoiler, everything.
We saw insiders misuse access, vendors outsource responsibility, and AI systems create new kinds of governance headaches.
So, yeah, trust failed, vendors failed, algorithms failed. But do you know what really failed?
Governance.
Exactly. The thing meant to hold everything together cracked under its own paperwork.
And now it's time to rebuild it, not as a manual, but as a mechanism. Traditional governance is like a rearview mirror, clear, detailed, and always showing you what's already behind you.
I mean, those quarterly audits are basically historical fiction at this point.
True. Frameworks like SOX or ISO 27001 still rely on periodic validation, which can't keep up with systems that change daily.
And regulators know it. DORA, NIST 2.0, NYDFS, they're all shouting the same thing. Governance has to move in real time.
The old model, policies on paper, audits once a year, hope nothing goes wrong in between.
That's not governance. That's wishful compliance.
Which is why the future isn't reactive, it's continuous. Continuous assurance means governance that never stops verifying itself. 4 pillars define it. 1, real-time monitoring, controls that check themselves constantly. 2, automated testing, AI that spots anomalies before auditors do. 3, feedback loops. Every incident improves the next response. 4, evidence in motion, proof that updates as fast as risk changes.
So, governance that actually behaves like risk, moving, evolving, learning.
Exactly. It's the difference between governance as an event and governance as an ecosystem.
Finally, something I can't roast.
Don't worry. I'm sure you'll find something in the next part. Here's the blueprint for modern governance maturity. 4 stages of assurance evolution. Stage 1, reactive. You find problems when they happen. Stage 2, periodic. You check on a schedule, not a signal. Stage 3, continuous. Controls talk to each other and update live. Stage 4, predictive. The system detects weak signals before failure.
So, it's like governance growing up, from babysitting to self-driving.
Exactly. And frameworks like NIST CSF 2.0 and COSO ERM give organizations the building blocks to get there.
You know, for once, the alphabet soup actually makes sense.
That's because this soup stirs itself. Continuous assurance only works if data, systems, and people stay connected. That's the evidence loop.
Evidence that doesn't just sit in audit folders, but moves through the system like a pulse.
Exactly. Controls feed data. Data builds insight. Insight drives governance updates. And every change feeds back into assurance.
So your evidence becomes your heartbeat. Always proving, always learning.
That's how governance stays alive.
But here's my question. If everything's automated, who's accountable when it fails?
That's the paradox of progress. The more we automate control, the more critical human judgment becomes.
So continuous doesn't mean hands-off. It means hands-ready.
Exactly. People become interpreters, not checkers. The system does the watching. Humans decide what it means.
I'll drink to that, preferably not during an audit.
The boardroom of tomorrow doesn't just read dashboards. It interacts with them, seeing live risk signals, policy gaps, and AI behavior in real time.
Boards stop reacting to reports and start steering the system itself.
Exactly. Governance shifts from oversight to foresight.
And the culture changes too. Risk isn't a 4-letter word anymore. It's a shared responsibility.
Governance becomes part of the organizational DNA, not paperwork in the basement.
Or as I like to call it, evolving from CYA to FYI.
Continuous assurance is the new baseline, but the next chapter goes further.
Autonomous governance. Systems that see, sense, and adjust themselves.
Governance that learns from every signal, human or machine.
And hopefully, still leaves room for a little chaos.
Of course, balance is what keeps it human.
This has been Risk and Rules Rundown, where chaos meets control.